Yeah. So let me tell you guys, let me go back to my dad. Ne? So the first time I met my dad, I was 18. I was already it was my first year at UCT, but the December when I came back home to Kronstadt. So you know the school holiday thing where there are visitors from out of town or like whatever. So I met a girl. I guess I was 18. No. So I was 17, 16, 17. I was 18. So I was standing outside, go strating, township, usual shit, go strating, go quanning or go paling. You know the light, the township street light.
Yeah.
The game is strating, go palo. My grandmother, Abarkona, who's that? You know? And I, oh no, Kingwana hasihluhu, uchaketse hasihluhu. So let me give you guys an idea of where I grew up. It's the second street from where the section starts, Seisoville, Kokronstadt, or Maukeng Township. My grandmother's house is the third house on this side of the street. And then this girl was visiting the second house on the other side of the street, but from the top of the street.
Yeah,
right?
Okay.
Right? So my grandmother says to me, Kimangu, I'm like, no, Kimamang, Ochageze Hasishu. She's visiting.
Yeah.
Then my grandmother laughs and says to me, you must be careful because you might date your relatives. And then I laugh. Oh, no shit. I mean, I've never bothered to ask who my dad is, right? Then she says, you know, your dad is so and so, right? And I'm like, no. Then I ask my mom. My mom laughs at me and then says to me, do you want to meet your dad? So my mom explains to me. So there's someone who's watching TV, guys. I can hear other audio.
Not me.
I think it's Noxy.
Or somebody's trying to enter.
I think it's Noxy.
It's not me.
I muted my Dengaster.
Okay.
Your Dengaster.
So anyway, so my mom tells me, so my grandfather didn't like my father's father.
I
was born. My grandfather told my mom's boyfriend, my dad. My grandfather told him and his dad, my dad and his dad, we want nothing to do with your family. Leave our child alone. We'll bring him up. So my mom told my dad, hey, chief, this shit's not gonna work out. Go on with your life. Go find yourself another wife or someone else. Basically, that's long story, right? So when I first met him, I was 18 years old. It was December I went to UCT 96. So it was December 96.
Wow.
Met him for the first time, Kodi Shopo. So, you know the townships, guys. So, Kodi Shopo, I meet him someplace, when I listen to it's like a shop, Kukas.
Yeah.
And he said, hello, son. And then this is the first thing my dad asked me, guys. He said, hello, son. Do you want shoes? No, this had nothing to do with anything. But those were the first words my dad said to me. I even said to buy me the handbags. Remember packet daddy handbags?
Yeah, the sweet daddy handbags, yeah.
But some packet, one's in a roll, in a packet of rollers.
The extra straws.
Yeah,
that extra strong.
Wilson's the red. And then who little brown.
The brown. Yes, that's all. Yes.
Yeah. So now, fast forward, I went to UCT. I started doing stand-up 98. I think I got a car 99. So now I'm going from, I was living in Joburg. Now I moved to Joburg in 2000. Ne? I mean, I saw my dad maybe 3 or 4 times since I met him. And then around 2000, I was driving from Joburg to Grahamstown Arts Festival
Yeah.
with 2 friends of mine. But my dad was in hospital, Kokronstad. So I stopped on the way to Grahamstown. I stopped Kokronstad. My dad had a stroke and he was in hospital, right? When I was at the hospital and I come there and the nurses are like family only, and I'm like, psh. Guess what?
Yeah.
So obviously, he tells them to let me in, but because he had a stroke, he couldn't talk, right?
Yeah.
He took a pen and a paper.
Shame.
He took a pen.
Abakwala
Well, he wrote something, right? But because he had a stroke, all there was basically what we'd call maholompita.
Yes, yes, Makoprosh.
Yes. So I don't know. Yeah. So I don't know what he was writing or what he was trying to say. He
Shame, man.
obviously couldn't
He
talk.
couldn't talk. Yeah.
Then I drove to Grahamstown.
Oh.
Maybe 2-3 days later, he passed away, or like a month later.
Yeah.
So the day of my dad's funeral, before Blacks Only, I did a show called Comedy Blackout for 4 years.
Yeah.
Before Blacks Only.
Shame, man.
2 weeks, Monday to Saturday in a theater, International Comics. Saturday, 2 shows, 6 p.m. and 9 p.m.
Mm-hmm.
So my dad's funeral, when my dad was buried,
Mm-hmm.
obviously I had done a show Friday night at the Market Theater.
Mm.
Wake up Saturday around 4 in the morning. Drive to Kronstadt. Funeral 7 a.m. By 11 a.m., I found out I had an older sister. I used to think I'm the
That's
oldest.
what he was writing.
I used to think
Shame,
I'm
man.
the oldest, but
Wow.
I'm the only boy, right? So now I'm like, when I tell this on stage, you'd think I'm joking. 4 a.m. I wake up in Joburg. I drive to Kronstadt. 6:45, I'm at my dad's funeral in the morning, Saturday. Burial happens, 11 o'clock.
You have a sister.
My mom tells me, this is your older sister who's
Yo.
older than me. Ne? My mom is a prison warder. Ne? The older sister from my dad has been to prison twice for fraud. My mom is a prison
Wow.
warder. My mom is a prison ne? She's
Yeah.
a child that was born in prison. So now I'm an
Why?
uncle. I'm 20 years old. So now I found
Okay.
out I have an older sister. I'm an uncle. And then at the graveyard, my mom is standing next to another woman who's got a daughter who's my younger sister by a year. I don't know if my sister Lorraine
Haibo.
He's here. Lorraine Ute. Lorraine Ute.
is here today. So now
Wow.
I've got an older sister. This is now literally timeline. 4 a.m. wake up in Joburg, go to a funeral. 11 o'clock, I've got an older sister. 11:30, I've got
You
a
get a
young
younger one.
who also has a child who's a younger.
So uncle, and you're an uncle now.
I was born in 78, right? And then my dad had 2 other daughters too, and he got married to the woman that he married. So besides my sister Lorraine is my sister, is my mom's child, and she's probably even closer to my other sister than I am. because I took a while to also adjust
Naturally, but yeah.
and I mean they were young and all that shit. So on that day, basically, I woke up, I drove to Kronstadt. At 11, I found out I have an older sister than me who's been to jail for fraud. My mom's a prison warder, so my mom knows her from. Then I had then I had a younger sister, and then 6 p.m. I was on stage at the Market Theatre for the first show. 9 p.m. I was doing the second show at the Market Theatre for Comedy Blackout. That was my Saturday.
Wow.
I went to my dad's. That's the story I didn't finish for the past 4 days.
I was wondering, so David, you've never had like a yearning, or most kids, like I did. I went to my father.
I have 5 uncles. Like immediate. My mom has 5 brothers. And I remember Kukasi, we all lived in the same house. Like I was even brought up by my one uncle, Moses Alphonse Kau. He's on Facebook. Some people might know him. He's written a couple of books. He's done tons of work in government, and he works for the Free State government. So he basically, wherever he went. So how I ended up going to school in Cape Town for Standard 6, I was living with him.
Okay.
We moved to Pretoria, Standard 9. That's how I ended up at Meridian College. Stayed in Menkiskop, where I met Kagiso, Lidija, 93, 94.
Okay.
Then I became a diplomat, went to Botswana. Then I stayed in Pretoria with one of my aunts. But the first time I flew on a plane, I was visiting him in Botswana. So this is now maybe 96, maybe 96 was the first time I flew on a plane. I was visiting my uncle in Botswana when he was now living there. So
wow.
I've never even asked my mom before, like, who's my dad?
So it never bothered you? You never had...
No, so this is what I forgot. So remember how my grandmother told me when I said this girl is visiting there?
Be careful. Yes.
Yeah, but my entire life, if Riduti goes go high, my entire childhood, every day, my dad would drive past going to his mom. Every day of my life, but I didn't know that was my dad.
You didn't know, yeah, Nafitamo.
Yeah, but every day he drove past my grandmother's house.
Yeah.
So at least 10 years school before I knew it was.
So now weeds, but national between.
Yeah, no, probably.
Yeah.
Then now you must do the ancestors and this, and now you are split, and there's all that shit that I need to deal with.
Yep. So whose surname? So you kept which surname?
Surname, my mom's surname is Kau. And
your dad?
My dad's surname is Sehloho.
So
you can imagine, I don't think I'd be who I am if I wasn't David Kau.
Wow. Yeah, I can't imagine you being David Sehloho.
No, I wouldn't.
It's amazing though. It's wow.
I wouldn't.
Wow.
That's the story. I don't even know why I started telling the story the other night, but